Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to WIzard101. I am free-to-play player, or F2BB for short. And we have Flintcaster and Miss Bruno once again back in this wondrous game. We're right here next to Private Rosencrans, who I don't really remember from the earlier parts of this game. Maybe he was an add-on for a questline, I'm assuming. At any rate, I actually tried starting recording a couple of hours ago, but something came up, so I actually had to halt it. And there really wasn't a lot of footage to really justify. It was like maybe about 2 minutes worth of footage, and it just, again, I don't have an editor. So I didn't want to just upload 2 minutes of film onto YouTube and make it like an episode. So, not that we really did much. We ended up talking to Diego in Unicorn Way, and that was really about it. But we ended up getting sent in on this quest now that we were able to get the wooden skeleton key from the library assistant, who just coincidentally happened to have one and happened to like studying those particular things in the first place. We now have the ability to go and fight Diego's brother, which is here, like right in front of Fire Cat Alley. The reasoning simply being, like, Diego made 2 vows, one vow to his mother to never fight family, and one to his father to never back down from a challenge. So we, a mere 9, 12, 13-year-old, is now acting as his proxy. So, oh, that's a neat animation. So, yeah.
You've lopped right into my trap, my foolish Wait, you are not my brother. Does that coward, Diego, send a child to fight his battles? So be it.
Yep, we are going to defeat you in the name of honor and other such things. He's only got 350 health. Let's go with a golem to start with. Get a few quick hits in. Should be fun. I wonder what kind of spells he has. I'm assuming just some basic. Probably has like a fire burn. And I'm assuming like some sort of personal spell. I'm gonna go ahead and put a myth trap on him. Actually, I wonder if you'll eventually be able to fight Diego. Like, not that we be able to do it here, like, but I wonder if that's like a legit thing, if like you'd eventually be able to fight Diego, like in a sparring match. I wonder if that's like a quest line or something. Okay, that is 2. Time's the charm, I suppose. Well, go for another myth trap. Why not? Alright, good hit. Oh, very good hit. I'll go ahead and heal. Why not? another golem minion should do it.
Here, give the baby his toy back. I only stole it to irk him, but it's no fun if I don't get to see the look on his stupid face. Besides, it clearly isn't lucky at all. Couldn't even help me defeat a lowly whelp like you. Just take that piece of junk and get out! Get out of here!
Okay then. Fair enough. Oh, we got a slightly better antique deck. Let me see there. 18 max spells, sideboard of 7. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and oh, they already added it. Nice. We can go ahead and add another one of these. That's about it. We don't really have anything else. Cool, cool. Alright, but we can talk to Diego. In fact, actually, what we should have done is talk to Duncan Grimwater. Again, admittedly, since we already did the Triton Avenue shtick. A little bit of lag. That's not fun. Oh dear. Hey Diego.
You've returned with my great-grandsire lucky unicorn shoe. I knew that scoundrel Roberto would be no match for my favorite pupil. It's a good thing the librarian's assistant that no one had ever heard of before literally had the key to solving this problem, no?
Even he gets it.
Indeed. Just see, my friend, this unicorn shoe brings luck to everyone. Well, for everyone but Roberto, that is. Hey, thank you again.
Alright then. Now that that's done, let's go talk to Duncan Grimwater in Triton Avenue. We should be able to get, we should be able to make level 10 by the end of this episode, hopefully. And once that is done, we'll start working on the next quest line. Gotta get up to some. I'm starting to wonder, maybe, I might from now on, I'm not entirely sure how, like, how this looks to people. I figure, like, after maybe a few episodes of side quests, people would probably get bored with it. So, I'm wondering if maybe whenever I do side quests, I do them off camera, like off recording. But then again, I want to prove that I'm doing everything legit, like I'm actually following the rule. I don't know. It's still something I'm kind of curious about. Would people be okay with me just avoid showing like side quests unless they're like really interesting, maybe? Perhaps. I'll think about it. Okay, hey Duncan. Again.
So, the headmaster's still worried about Malister. If you ask me, I think Ambrose needs to quit blaming Malister every time something goes wrong in Wizard City. Malister Drake was such an inspiring professor. Most consider him to be the greatest necromancer of our time. He understood life's limitations and strove to face them unafraid. Ambrose has suggested for me to stop practicing the death arts. He even suggested I give life a try. Ha! But I keep studying on my own. Maybe one day I will be as powerful as Malister. If you want to find out more about Malister, maybe you should talk to an old friend of his wife. You have heard what happened to Malister's wife, right? No? Oh, if you're interested, go talk to Gloria Crendel in Old Town and ask her about Sylvia Drake. Those two women were close. She could tell you more.
Alright then. Away we go. But yeah, that is still something I'm thinking about. Just not only like lowering the amount of videos I need to make, but also I can imagine that with me doing all the side questing, it probably would get boring after a while. Of just, oh, well, no story progression, just doing random quests. But, I don't know. I kind of like being able to show what each individual quest is. I don't know. Like I said, I'll think about it.
You want to ask me about Malister's wife, Sylvia? Oh my, yes. I knew her very well. She taught the life magic class before Moolinda Wu. I sure miss her. What happened to her was such a shame, poor dear.
Madame Crendel becomes forlorn as she relives the sad memories.
Say, there is something you can do for me, child. Would you go find the scrapbook Sylvia and I made together? It would mean a lot to me to have it back. I'm not sure how, but Sergeant Skullsplitter has it. Could you go to his tower on Triton Avenue and get it back for me?
Yeah, sure. Sergeant Skullsplitter. I think that was one of the skeletons that they, like, one of the first skeleton warrior-esque bosses that they actually redesigned, if I remember correctly. It used to be all the skeleton bosses were basically like rattle bolts, right? Look like skeleton warriors. But then they changed him, if I remember correctly, to basically look different, and then they did it to like quite a few others. So yeah, just a fun little tidbit of information. I couldn't tell you exactly when that happened, because again, my memory is not exactly the most accurate, especially with dates. But hey, just, you know, the more you know, I guess.
So you've come for the scrapbook that belonged to Malister's wife, eh? Pity she caught that cold and died. Well, I won't allow you to have it. I will deny him any kindness after what he denied me in life.
Okay, this portrait right here does not fit this face right here. Like, am I the only one who notices this? He looks like completely demented, and here he's just like... As weird as this is gonna say, he looks actually vaguely adorable? Must be the eyes. Anyway.
As for you, wizard, prepare to join the ranks of the undead and serve me.
Okay, here we go. Now we'll start off with a golden minion. Just go ahead and get that out there. Try to see if it can do a little bit of damage, then go in for a troll. going for the Scarlet Screamer. Okay, sure, why not? I'm gonna put a myth trap on him. Because she's got the least amount of health, I actually prefer that idea. Go ahead and get her out of the way. But yeah, they basically did a huge design overhaul for this guy. I wonder if I changed it back to classic settings if he'd look more like the portrait. Maybe not. And we've got like the perfect shield for this. Oh, this is a Scarlet Screecher. Huh. I wonder if that must be slightly weaker than the Scarlet Screamer then, because she has a, I think she has a little bit less health than the Screamer. That seems so strange to say. Down one golem. Right. Well, because we've got a lot of pips, let's go ahead and summon the highest level troll. Let's go for a heal. Oh, that's one down. The Legend Shield again. Oh dear. Actually, there is one topic I'd like to talk about while we're just kind of waiting for time to flow by. I was researching the challenges I had proposed earlier on in the episodes. I can't remember which one it was. But I had talked about how, after this, because this is going to probably take me a while to do, after I get done with Tales of Conjuror, what challenge will I do next? Or should I start, like, halfway in between this and do another challenge alongside it as well? Admittedly, I don't really like that idea, simply because it means I'm having to use what limited space I have on my computer to record two different perspectives, and with my luck, I'm going to wind up deleting something I probably shouldn't. Okay, couldn't have done that earlier. Oh, okay, never mind. Let's see. Skull splitters sing it. Fair enough. There we go. Alright, well, we got that done. But, like I was saying before, the two challenges I put out there beforehand were the all crafting challenge, where I choose a school, which I'm thinking would be fire in this case, and all my gear other than all my gear and all my cards would have that I use would have to be crafted. The only exception being the actual deck box that you start off with. The reason being because you can't really craft a deck box until like later in the game, as far as I know. If somebody could give me some information of how to do that really, really early, I would greatly enjoy it. It would make that challenge like completely possible, like in all aspects, but I digress. But basically, craft everything. Your gear, your cards, again, other than your deck box, is what you would be doing. With that particular challenge. Grinding, a lot of the grinding would have to be done off camera, because I'd have to get gold and find reagents and things like that. And the crafting as well, because some items can take like several minutes to, I believe some items actually can take almost an hour to craft, or rather take up a crafting slot for that long before you can craft something else. The other idea, and this one would be incredibly long-winded to start with, would be the all polymorph challenge. Basically, the idea would be, before I talk to Private Connolly to start the first official storyline arc, the one for Unicorn Way, basically what I would have to do is fight until I get to level 50 before I even start that. And what that would mean is I don't necessarily start the game, the official arc of Unicorn Way, until I'm level 50. Why would I do that? Well, the thing is, to learn a polymorph spell, or from the Moon School, you need to be at least level 50 to get your first polymorph. In this case, the Gobbler. That would mean that I would have to find somebody after I reach level 50 with that character, and because this particular thing is going to be going on, let me talk to her and then I'll continue.
You were able to get the scrapbook from Sergeant Skullsplitter? Oh, good. I was so afraid it was lost forever. It contains all my memories of Sylvia.
Madame Crindle begins to thumb through the old scrapbook.
Now let's see. Ah, yes. Sylvia had such a wonderful laugh. It was so sad when she got sick. She got a nasty cold and wouldn't get better. They tried everything to heal her, but nothing worked. Imagine the greatest light professor being struck down like that. She was dying, and that was that. Poor Malistaire couldn't stand it. It broke his heart having to let her go. He was never the same afterwards. He withdrew from his colleagues, even from his brother Cyrus. Well, thanks for bringing the scrapbook back to me, child. I am forever grateful.
Alright, level 10.
Wizard, I hear you have reached level 10. Come to me when you would like to learn about tournaments.
Okay.
Haven't been eaten by any of your summons, I see. How unfortunate. I guess I'll have to teach you a new spell, then.
Alright, let's go home. Let me check something. No new trading point.
We've made an upgrade to your spellbook, Wizard. You can now sort your treasure cards by school.
You couldn't do that before?
Pardon me, young wizard, but your room is ready. You can find the dormitories in Ravenwood by turning on your compass. Your dorm room contains your bank. There you can store items that you don't want to carry. Visit the dorms whenever you like.
Okay. You just walked out of the door. Never mind. It looks, Right, Cyclops. Alright, let me go ahead and take that out. There we go. Well, anyway, like I was saying, we are now level 10, so let's go ahead and start moving towards Cyclops Lane and start doing that for the main storyline. But back to what I was saying. The challenge idea would be get a character that hasn't necessarily started the game yet to level 50, ask somebody to help me port to Celestia Forward Base, I think is what it's called. It's where you first find the Moon School trainer. I do know that even before you get to Celestia, you can have somebody help you port there, and you can get moon spells, because I actually did that for one of my balance wizards. My first balance wizard, actually. Because when the moon spells first came out, I really wanted to try it. So I had actually used crowns that I was able to get, that I had been saving up for a while to get there, which was fairly out of order, I admit, and well, even now I don't regret it, because I do like the, I do like polymorphs. The Moon School is my favorite school in all of WIzard101, and the reason is fairly simple. And I'm just rambling on, running in circles. But basically, I love the Moon School, I love the idea of the polymorphs, I adore them, I really do. And the idea ultimately comes down to, I want to... I'm imagining one of these guys being the troll that you summon with your spell. That would be, that would be something. Moving on. Some more side quest stuff. Cool. Let's take the bridge. Now let's talk to him before I continue on with my rambling.
What are you doing here? Only talented wizards like me should be out on these dangerous streets. Think you have what it takes? This place needs real heroes. We'll see if you can make the grade. Let's see how useful you are. Professor Drake put me in charge of a very important mission. Magical artifacts from the old Death School have resurfaced. I've decided you're going to recover the one inside the spooky dark cave. Every other student I've asked has been too afraid to go, so I'm hoping for better from you. Battle everything in the dark cave until you find the ruined skull.
Alright then. Going back again, hopefully I don't get off track this time. The idea is get to level 50, which I've said multiple times already, and then have somebody help me get to that particular area in Celestia. And basically put a teleport marker down, and then play the entire game starting with the Gobbler, get to level 52, and get the next polymorph, and then, you know, as you level up, do the other one, and the other one, and the other one, and try to see if you can beat the game with only polymorphs. Now, for those who are not aware, polymorphs are one of the 3 astral school spells. There's sun, which are enchantments, moon, which are auras, and stars, which are auras, and moons, which are polymorphs. Polymorphs are a type of spell. They're 0 cost, so you don't pay any pips to play them. And they last for 6 rounds. Basically, you literally transform into the creature that they coincide with. For example, the Gobbler polymorph transforms you into a gobbler. And the Gobbler has 5,000 health. So I think that's like the highest health polymorph. I could be wrong, but I believe he's like the highest health one. He's got like 35 or 40% resistance to all schools. However, he does have one major weakness. He's not very much into the attacking. He's sort of a support tank. Is that the right phrase for that? He's got a like 2 pip heal, which heals 400 health. He has several spells that taunt the enemy. So, like, if we're soloing, that's fairly useless. But if we wind up helping people in a group, that's handy. But he's only got really 2 attacks. One that does like 80 damage and taunts an enemy, and another that does like 180 damage and taunts the enemy.
You found the ruined skull? Huh. Faster than I could have imagined. Professor Jake will be pleased with me. I told a few students to pick up death relics up the street. Now they're nowhere to be found. No doubt gabbing instead of working. Can you look after the students on the slim chance that something's happened to them? I'd start with the trolls. They look shifty.
Anyway, what was I? Oh, right. Basically, the first polymorph would not do much damage. That is a pose. That is a pose. That's a pose. Yeah, sure, why not? Okay. But like the first few bosses and enemies that you face don't really have much in the way of health either. Oh, frame don't really have much health either, so you can 1 or 2 shot them, patent pending, on what you're going with. The second polymorph would be Mander. It's a balanced one, and that one's like strictly for groups. Using it solo is not really wise for group of reasons. It's like nothing new at this point, frame drops and all that, but like whenever it happens, it just makes me a bit uneasy. Alright, actually I'm gonna heal. I know I haven't lost much health, but it's a little extra experience doing it this way. And if he winds up taking him out, I don't have to go running around for tips. And there goes that puppet. Let's just summon another one. But yeah, I've already basically started the legwork for both of those characters. It's going to take me a while to do the second one for the level 50, obviously, because I'm going to be grinding mainly on dark fairies are like the strongest, like Rattlebones and eventually the like strongest things on that road. So, but you can't. I don't think you can. I don't think you can actually fight Rattlebones until you get the quest for it. So, the strongest thing would be the dark fairies or corrupted fairies or whatever you want to call them. And they would probably be the only things I'd be able to constantly fight to get, like, ooh, cattails. So it would definitely be a real long-winded affair to get that far. So, I think I've said this already, but I am actually kind of happy that this will take a while for me to do in order to possibly get that far. Like, even if I wanted to use treasure cards, too, the treasure cards for polymorphs actually are level capped. You have to be of a certain level to actually be able to buy them, much less use them. So, yeah. That is interesting. It didn't used to be like that. Granted, the fact that they allow treasure cards into PvP is admittedly a little bit weird to me. But, hey, whatever.
What is this? A letter? How odd. Trolls can't read. By the handwriting, a Cyclops wrote this. They never dot their I's.
It's addressed to him, whoever that is. I should take a look at it if students are in danger.
Great fire, Bats! The Cyclops have kidnapped the students! Oh, good thing you found this. We must act immediately! I hope they're not gonna blame me for those students getting themselves kidnapped. I know! I'll inform Professor Drake at once. He'll know what to do. When I tell him how those students got themselves kidnapped while I was... On second thought, I think you should go tell him. I'll stay here and keep an eye on those Cyclops.
Okay. Well, let's go home. It should make this a little bit quicker. Actually, sorry about that. My timer just went off, so I'm gonna cut this episode here. Next time, we'll go and try to save the children, which is basically what we are, for game characters, from the Cyclopses by hopefully getting our professor to help us do something. Spoilers. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Anyway, this has been Flintcaster, and Miss Bruno, and I really need to start, like, doing a uniform thing. F2 double P. Yeah, until next time. Laters.